Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. All right, there is a matter arising that is infuriating. It is crazy, crazy. It's annoying, honestly. It is irritating to me and to any and every well-meaning Nigerian. I actually watch. Okay, let me pull up the news. Okay. I earlier watched this on a video online. But when I watched, they said the court gave a ruling. There is an order, a court order concerning a property, an estate in Abuja, that a court gave order on, but didn't mention the name of the owner of that property. So I just skipped the video because there was no detail. But I just got the news. I think one of my journalists actually forwarded this news to me by Oweleke TV, and actually mentioning the name of the owner of this estate. This estate is massive. I wish I tried to see if I can find that video, because I regretted not saving that video, because I thought it wasn't. It was just usual, a kind of fake stuff, sort of. But this is reality. I think while Oweleke TV is the one carrying this news at this time, I think I have confirmed it with Sarah Reporter, and I think right now it is trending right now. So it is obvious that it is authentic. It has been authenticated or confirmed that the owner of this estate is the immediate past CBN governor, Emefiele. You see, I wish, I don't know, for those of you who have not seen this estate, the picture is all over the internet, but if you watch the video actually a kind of, they use drone actually to go around. It's actually a massive estate. I think the area coverage, the size of the land it covers about 150,000 plus square. Is it square meters? It should be square meters, not square feet. Square meters. So it is housing. It is actually it is actually housing about 753 duplexes, almost 1,000 duplexes. Now, it may sound not that much, but if you saw it on video, my God, it's like traveling from one city to another. That's how big it looks. And this is okay. Let me read this news. Excuse me, Laolu Akande, a former spokesman for ex-Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, has alleged that the Abuja estate, comprising 753 duplexes, which the Federal High Court ordered the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to take over, is linked to former Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele. On Monday, December 2nd, the EFCC announced its largest single asset recovery since its establishment in 2003. The agency revealed that Justice Jude Onwebuzie had issued a ruling for the final forfeiture of an estate located on plot 109, Cadastral Zone CO9, Lokogoma District, Abuja. According to the anti-graft agency, the estate measures 150,500 square meters and contains 753 units of duplexes and other apartments. Justice Onwebuzie ruled that the property should be forfeited to the federal government. Now, okay, I don't want to continue. The news reads on. Now, this is crazy. Godwin Emefiele, I don't know why that man and so many other politicians are so greedy. Now, I think Nemesis caught up with him, and why Nemesis caught up with him is because he was drunk of wealth. And that drunkenness actually moved him into contesting for presidency. For God's sake, if not temptation, if not Nemesis was actually knocking at his door, if not that bad luck was actually knocking at his door, it's just like the common saying that when someone dies or someone dies suddenly, probably the person had a premonition of his or her death or whatever, and the person eventually dies. They say death was actually calling the person, the deceased. This is exactly what happened to this man. Otherwise, tell me, you have amassed this stupendous wealth. Why did you poke the government? Why did you poke the powers that be? Why did you poke the establishment? You actually made them understand how rich you are. So why did you do that, for God's sake? You didn't only poke him, of course, he ruffled everybody's feathers. Remember, prior to 2023, when he introduced this change of naira notes, a sort of, which ruffled someone like Tinubu, current president Tinubu, ruffled his feathers, and so many other politicians. So that was one. And the second one was he contested for presidency again. For God's sake, what impetus? Who gave that man the gut to actually contest for presidency? Did he think that presidency is just about money? It is not about money. If it were about money, someone like Dangote, who is the current African for a very long time, for so many years now, he's been the African richest man. He could have been the president. So presidency is not all. Everything is not. It's not about money alone. Money is involved, of course, but it's not about money. It's about clout, political clout. It's about influence. It's about opulence. It's about connection. It's about everything. It's comprehensive. It's a complete package. To be a president, you have to be the complete package of what it takes to be the president. But this man became so drunk. He became so drunk of wealth that he thought he could actually vie for the presidency. And here we are. Because honestly, if this man nobody could have understood what he did at the CBN if he had quietly retired back home or to his village or to his business. Quietly. But what did he do? He poked the powers that be. He tried to rub shoulders with them. And here we are. They decided to dig him out. And they have dug him out. They are still digging him out. Now we've had so much. Apart from with this man, you can imagine what he did with our money. An estate, almost 1,000 duplexes of estate. For God's sake, one man. That is not all. The money they discovered from him, they traced to him, cash. I think it's even much more than this estate as well. Now, this is, according to EFCC, this is the largest single recovery, the most expensive recovery of landed property in the history of the EFCC. For God's sake, by the former CBN governor. This man is not only greedy, he is wicked. This is wickedness. How can someone be this inhuman? How can someone be this callous to have stolen this much? And that wasn't enough for him. Even upon that, he wanted to contest for presidency. How did this happen? How come a governor, CBN governor, he actually ruled like an emperor? Because we've had so many things, how he printed money and moved money from cash from the CBN to his own whatever secret place or whatever he moved the money to. How did he operate in such a manner? And this is exactly what is happening all over all the government institutions. Now we've had another story or news of the IG being involved. Is it IG? Let me see. Yes. Yes, the police IG, Egbetokun, busted for colluding with notorious cartel, moving cash from CBN vault via Abuja Lagos airports. So this is a norm. It has become a standard. Only God knows for how long this have been happening at the CBN. Now back to the point. Now, for God's sake, Emefiele, tell me why Nigeria shouldn't have a death penalty law for criminals like this. Why do we have to enact a death penalty law, sign into the law death penalty for drug pushers, drug peddlers, when we have criminals like this stealing and killing people by proxy, killing thousands and millions of people by proxy, yet not even jail time? All we hear they do is plea bargain. They recover the money, not even all the money. It's just a chunk of the money, and the person goes scot-free to enjoy the wealth, the loot. That is just the reality. It's so unfortunate. I think Nigeria, we really need to pass into law penalty for death penalty for corrupt officials, because this is exactly what is happening. This is just CBN, the one they decided to dig. Because one thing about EFCC is that they are selective. They've been selective even from the time of Nuhu Ribadu. They've been selective in their prosecution of crime. They only prosecute those people who step on the toes of the powers that be. They begin to dig and fish you out. There are thousands of public officials that are supposed to be in jail right now, not just being prosecuted, in jail. But EFCC are not looking their side. Majority of them are in government, are still in government. Majority of them at the National Assembly level, presidency level, and other government institutions. It is so sad, extremely sad, that one person can actually, I don't know what kind of system do we really operate. Why is it so easy for one man or two people to actually move money, public funds, from one point to the other, move money to their private locations? I don't know what kind of system are we running. The system of governance is just too porous. It is so, just in the US, you cannot, like a place like US and even civilized crime, there are checks and balances, for God's sake. One person or two people cannot just sign out resources. And you have chains of people. Like some of our projects or whatever that goes on. You see, I am a contractor, sort of. So And I understand. If you need to see the process that we go through we pass through to actually get some stuff approved. We wait when we want to amend something at the site. We just have something, just minor thing to amend at the site. What happens? You probably send email. It takes them 2-3 weeks, sometimes a month. They have not responded to you. What is the problem? Because it doesn't go to one person. You send an email, a memo to someone for just minor changes at the site. And the next thing, it takes you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes a month before you get the feedback or either approval or disapproval for you to change or not to change that. And you ask, what is the problem? It goes through that. There are chains of people. You have chain of people who make decisions. One person doesn't just take decision. The moment you send such email, they sit over that email. There are maybe about 6, 7, or 8 people that sit over that to approve or to discuss that issue before they conclude. And so it is same thing applies. No matter how little, it could be some minor, little money. It takes several people to decide, not just one person. And that is the way it should be in Nigeria. In Nigeria, unfortunately, it is not that way. Yeah. For Nigeria, just one minister can just sign out, one DG or one director, one executive secretary can just sign out millions or billions without any recourse to anyone else other than himself or herself. So the system is so porous. The entire financial system in Nigeria, administrative system rather, is so porous that any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just wake up in the morning and just bankrupt the entire country. And that's exactly what Tinubu is doing right now, unfortunately. And this is my angle.